and welcome to our podcast, Tales from the CyberLab. My name's Adam Myers, and I'm the sales director here at CyberLab, and I'll be your host for today. This one-off episode is to highlight International Women's Day and shine a light on celebrating women in tech. Enjoy this episode. It's going to be great.
So my name is Mimi. I am the People and Culture Manager at CyberLab. So I'm in a standalone role. So my job is very varied and differs day to day. Overall, I'm responsible for managing the people function within CyberLab. So in practice, that means supporting and coaching our managers on all people processes and policies. I deliver all strategic people and culture initiatives. I oversee recruitment, training and development across the company, whilst also ensuring we are compliant against employment law. I also own all culture initiatives, so our culture ambassadors and our women in tech group, so a very varied role.
Hi everyone, I'm Elena Doncheva. I'm the marketing director here at CyberLab. I lead the marketing strategy. I'm responsible for our market positioning and our brand. I work very closely with Adam as part of the operational board to acquire new customers. And I work very closely with our product, technical, and sales teams to translate the complex cybersecurity landscape into language that our customers can understand and relate to. I also oversee, together with my team, the production of this podcast, and it's an absolute pleasure to finally be in front of the camera for a difference.
So I'm Cheryl Duck. I'm the Senior Finance Manager here at CyberLab. So my role, I oversee the end-to-end post-sales process for all our customers. That includes everything from the ordering coming in, us ordering those services, billing customer and collecting the cash at the end. Alongside that, the team handles the processing payment of all our supplier invoices. And just to top it off, I also manage the payroll for the company, making sure everyone's paid accurately and on time.
Yeah, so my name's Carla. I have quite a hybrid role here at CyberLab. So I'm the assistant cyber sales leader. So I support with the account managers on the day-to-day basis, all of their admin of their roles, and just really helping them out. I also have my own account base as well. So I have my own accounts that I look after, and I'm also taking care of the vendors as well at CyberLab.
My name is Fiona Kinsler. I'm a cybersecurity sales consultant, and my role within the business is working in the services division. And I consult with customers to proactively help them defend against bad actors, help them with compliance, and also give them a good understanding of real world risks with regards to cybersecurity.
So I'm Jude McCurry, and I'm the CEO of the Cyber and Fraud Centre. We are a social enterprise and we're based in Scotland.
So this is actually my first role in the cybersecurity industry. It wasn't something I was overly familiar with or had much experience with. However, I did know it was a growing industry, so when the opportunity arose, it felt like a really exciting step for me to be able to join a growing company in a growing industry.
I knew I wanted to work in tech ever since I finished my business degree, my master's degree, and I was recruited very quickly by our sister company, Chess. There I was overseeing the whole group marketing function, and I was exposed to different types of technology, from telecommunications to massive digital transformation projects with some of our enterprise level customers, as well as cybersecurity. I quickly realized I find cybersecurity as probably the most interesting topic of everything we were covering. When I was brought into CyberLab to support with the demerger and lead with the brand and the marketing function setup, I took the opportunity, and it's been quite a journey ever since. since I was offered the role to join the board, it's been a fantastic opportunity to learn more about the industry. And it's definitely been a journey in terms of how quickly the industry changes. And it's definitely for people who enjoy fast-paced environments.
Yeah, so I worked for Chess, which is CyberLab's sister company, for 15 years. When CyberLab was born back in 2023, I was given the opportunity to move across and broaden my, and I was genuinely really excited about this, given it's such a fast-growing industry. Now, instead of purely focusing on AP, I get to work across the different departments, looking at how our processes can connect and how we can make them more efficient. This means we're able to support our customers even better, and I've loved being a part of that.
So back in the day when I was leaving school, we used to have a thing where we would have a careers morning, and you would all sit around a computer, and you would put in your sex, and what interests you, and it would come up with a list of boy jobs and girl jobs. And for females, it would always be secretary, hairdressers, nurses. And I remember asking my teacher if I could go into IT. It was changing. It was 1996. Computers were coming out. And I got told, unfortunately, you're a girl, so that probably won't be a possibility. And I lived in a very kind of in a farming sort of family. So um, I was expected to have a female job. And I remember my mum telling me when I left school that she wanted me to be a hairdresser or a secretary, and that we were all kind of pushed along the lines to get a career and a trade, and the trade you could fall back on. So I started my career as a legal secretary and got very busy. And I decided back in 1996, mobile phones came out, and I decided to go and buy my first mobile phone. And I think I was in the phone shop for about 10 minutes and got offered a job. And it went from mobile phones to IT sales and then into cybersecurity.
Worked in technology for 38 years now, quite a long time. But as the threat landscape has changed over the years, it was a natural progression for me, going from selling print solutions for many years, 25 years, and then selling IT for an IT company, applications, Microsoft. Um, I was very aware that the landscape was shifting and that obviously year on year it's increased the amount of cyber attacks that are happening. And obviously that has its own challenges. So it was something that clients were talking about. Cyber attacks were happening, we were reading about them, and it was something that I was really interested in. And 8 years ago, that's when I shifted into cybersecurity. So it's been great.
So when I worked in my previous role, which was at the Data Lab in Edinburgh, I really wanted to look at how do I get into a CEO role. I had this thing in my mind about 7 years ago. And the job came up at the Cyber and Fraud Centre, which was then called the Scottish Business Resilience Centre. So that was halfway through the year. Then I applied for it, and then I started in March. So coming up to 6 years ago, and it was the week of lockdown that I took on the role. And basically, there weren't that many CEO positions for maybe first-time CEOs in Scotland. So that's why I went for this role then.
I think it's really important to note that, first of all, cybersecurity is a heavily male-dominated industry. I think that is something that can put women off from applying for those kind of roles, but I actually don't think that's something to be afraid of. I do think it's an opportunity. But as women, we often underestimate our capability, especially within technical roles. So there is a stat out there that says that men apply for a job when they meet 60% of the qualifications, whereas women will apply only if they meet 100% of them. I'm not sure how true that actual statement is, but there's definitely truth in that statement. So I would just say, don't be afraid to apply for those roles. Cybersecurity is one of those industries where nobody knows absolutely everything. It's an industry that is still learning. So being curious, having good problem solving skills, and a willingness to learn are actually huge strengths. Of course, within the technical roles, you do need to have the qualifications and the right skills, but you don't necessarily need to tick every box. So I think having a willingness to learn and being able to showcase that is really important. So one thing I'd say is back yourself and apply for those roles, even if you don't tick every box. You might just be surprised. I also think it's incredibly important to have a support network around you. So go to those women in tech groups, meet women who are already in the industry and learn from them. Find mentors and people who will champion you and understand your challenges. As I said, it is a male dominated industry. So meeting women who understand the challenges you might face can really help. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and ask questions and learn from people already in the industry. Having that support can make such a difference.
I'm going to repeat what Mimi is saying, that we essentially as women treat job descriptions as tick boxes. And my advice would be to definitely lean in and apply for the roles that perhaps you do not feel 100% qualified for. When I joined CyberLab, I made sure that we established the programs, we established the initiatives to provide a different level of support people require, depending on their background, depending on their gender. And I've been very lucky to work with a leadership team that are genuine allies and understand the difference and the level of support we can provide. We're all about equity rather than equality. So people can definitely vary in terms of the type of support, the type of confidence that we need to build. And as women, we tend to score higher on the softer skills, and we do not realize how important these are. Skills like leadership, interpersonal skills, these are fantastic and definitely something our industry needs more of. We recently did a talk with the Women in Tech North, and we have discussed the various career trajectories and the journeys you can undertake even without technical background. Yes, there's the engineering type of roles, there's the technical roles, but there's also plenty of management and business roles that are within the industry and are still very much required.
I'd say don't be put off by the idea that cybersecurity is a male-dominated industry. You're not limited to just technical roles either. In my experience, men and women are treated equally, and everybody's given the chance to learn, grow, and really find their place, so you all absolutely belong here. I genuinely love what I do, and I love where I work. And bringing my transferable skills from my previous roles, I've been able to build my confidence and deepen my knowledge, thanks to the support of all the men and women across CyberLab.
I think to just go for it. It's completely changed from years ago. No longer are we questioned if we want to have babies or if it's really a career for us. Companies are really moving forward to get females into the workplace. There's lots of potential to move up the ranks. There's lots to learn, and every female is on exactly the same level as a male now. So there's absolutely every opportunity to move forward.
I would say that if you have an interest in cybersecurity, for younger women who are coming through school, and that's where it would generally start, I would imagine. If you're interested in computing, interested in, IT, technology, gaming, all that type of thing, and then you're moving into high school and you start to take, computer science or whatever, go to university. It's a great path then to come into cybersecurity. And also, I think for people that are already in working, if you might be 30 years old, 40 years old, you might work in IT, and generally you want to, move up. There's obviously, there is opportunities now to do that. You could be a bit older and there's maybe a leadership development sort of course within your operation. It's great to move then into like a CISO position or information security officer position. There are opportunities. And I think the reason more and more so that there are opportunities is because, yes, there is a gender imbalance. And I think that businesses are very much aware of that and they're motivated to looking for good people who want to move into these positions, who are willing to train them. They have business managers who are getting trained as well. I think, within many organizations, they're having to look at things like, what hours does do women need to work because of childcare, etc., workshops, that type of thing. So yeah, there's lots of opportunity there, but it's a great industry to work in. I mean, unfortunately, cyber attacks are happening, and which are absolutely detrimental to a lot of businesses. We've seen that in the news recently. But when you're working in the industry, it can give you a lot back as well because you are helping. You are actually helping people as well. So it really is it's an interesting industry, and unfortunately, it is getting busier out there as well. So yeah, I would say to any female out there that's looking to move into cybersecurity, just go for it.
Go for it. I think a lot of women probably are put off by cybersecurity because they think it's maybe highly technical, or um, that maybe it's about maths. I suppose maybe younger women, younger girls in school probably think, and the same with IT jobs as well, they probably think it's very math oriented. But there's plenty of different roles out there that like around testing, around training, around instant response, SOC analysts, loads of different things that people should look at for their career, and it's not about maths.
So that concludes this episode of Tales from the CyberLab. Thank you to all the amazing women who shared their success stories. And until next time, stay secure.